Remember this bloke?
It's become fashion! It's fashion! It's fashion!
Well, we found him and asked him a few questions.
What happened?
We walk out and there is just loads of your typical lefty, middle class, Corbyn types.
What's your problem with Corbyn?
Pathetic excuse for a man.
You're a Zionist.
Zionism is done. The Jewish homeland exists. Do you think that if there was no Israel, this problem would go away?
This reminds me a little bit of the West Ham Millwall beef.
He was a Palestinian, Jesus.
There's never been a Palestine.
Why ain't God to blame?
Because he's with us.
I'll do the intro, yeah. Today we are joined by bodybuilder, personal trainer, heart attack survivor, and mixed race Jew, Golan Horesh. Welcome to the show, Golan.
Thank you. Two of my heroes, I gotta say.
Well, thank you. Now, you're our widest guest so far. Are you comfortable on that chair?
Yes, it could be a bit. You could have got me a bigger chair. I'm a little bit insulted here.
Right, so you're kind of squashed up against the sides there.
A little bit, but I'll manage.
You'll do all right?
Not as big as I used to be.
Have you been to the gym today?
I have, but I didn't train. It's a day off today.
So why'd you go?
Because I'm a personal trainer.
Oh, right, you're doing your personal training.
Yeah,
Right.
I serve the community.
Very nice.
You know?
Okay, so it's your day off. Friday's your day off?
Day off, I don't train on Fridays. I've come all the way up here to meet with you guys.
Very nice of you too.
It's all right.
But let me ask you, when did you start training? Was there ever a time you were a fat, lazy slob?
Never been fat or lazy. One thing I like to say about personal trainers is we're all failed athletes, if you like. Do you know what I mean? Like, we would have rather been a professional sportsman.
Right.
Having failed that, what's the next best thing? What's the safety net?
Right.
Probably personal training, right?
That's very self-deprecating. I think what you're doing is
It's
fantastic.
because I'm short, so I can place the blame on my parents. It's not my fault.
Okay. I mean, is that why you beef up? Because you are short? Is there obviously the stigma of being in short geezer? So do you actually try and go wide so people don't fuck with you?
Making up for something.
Yeah.
Possibly, yeah.
When was the last time someone tried to fight you? Is it a deterrent or is it
I'd say more
moth
often,
to a flame?
more often than not, it's a deterrent.
Right, so people see you at
Apart from
assume.
Dorman, yeah.
There's a respect there.
But yeah, well,
Big guy to a
sometimes,
big guy.
Well, yeah, but sometimes you can get tainted with, you know, you look like you're a troublemaker, so they go in extra hard. I got tuned in by some doorman in Israel, out in a nightclub.
Israel. What were
Yeah.
you doing over there?
Like, it was my friend's wedding.
You
I'm half Israeli, by the way. Careful what you say.
That might affect the interview.
What's up, Tony?
I just never met an Israeli. So what are you, a Zionist or something like that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Jesus.
When was this wedding in Israel?
This was maybe 15 years ago.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, so it was a while ago. Okay.
It was a while ago, yeah.
Do birds like the muscle? Because I can't tell. Because the
There's-
birds don't seem to mind that much how you look, because I do all right.
You know what? Yeah, but you've got a load of personality.
Right.
Charisma.
So if you're a beefcake with no personality,
You fuck.
or you look like me but you got something about you,
Yeah,
is that better for getting birds?
I think so.
Right. Because I think a lot of geezers work out and they think that's going to attract all the birds and they sort of hang about waiting.
You know what? There comes a point, right? There's a point where you get to a point of diminishing returns, right? You start training, you've got a good body.
Right.
The girls are easy to come by. And then you keep going, it becomes too much.
Right.
And the girls don't like it. And all you do is get compliments off of guys.
Right.
That's what happens.
Right. So it's for other geezers eventually.
Eventually it's for
I
other.
think if you go too far, the birds think he's more involved in himself
They think you're
than
gay.
they are. Oh, they think you're gay?
Yeah.
At what point does it tip? Is it a certain amount of veins on the neck? Is it a certain amount of layers to the shoulder? Is it the bicep? At what point do you look gay?
Yeah, I'm trying to work it out so I don't cross that line.
Right, so you stay on the straight side.
I think if I keep the hair on my chest, it's less gay.
Right, the shaving,
What do you reckon?
the trimming,
I think, yeah.
that's quite gay, is it?
I think so. Waxing.
I'm a queer. So,
He's non-practicing.
no, I'm practicing queer, but I got no issue if you shave yourself.
Yeah, there's no issue there. You just don't want to be mistaken for that.
Oh, absolutely
Right,
not.
yeah.
This is a men's mental health podcast.
Uh-huh.
Does exercise actually increase mental health? Because I can eat a large Domino's pizza, have a can of soda, and I'm going to feel pretty good for about 4 to 5 minutes.
Yeah, and then you hate yourself, don't you?
Well,
It's sabotage, Tony.
Well, then you have a coffee,
have a coffee, have a
bit of whipped cream.
bit of scotch, and then I feel good.
You feel good? That's like self-harm to me.
Oh, strong
You know?
words there. Strong
Yeah.
words.
So, having a Domino's pizza, I think it helps me mentally. But you're saying I gotta go to the gym, I gotta wear the clothes.
Enjoy your Dominoes, but at the same time, do something for yourself to take care of your body and your mind.
What's the least I can do to get to look like you?
To look like
Could I
me,
do like a power minute every day? Like really go for it?
you probably need 60 minutes 3 times
60?
a week.
Oh, fuck that.
Well, what do you have to
60s.
do?
You've got to take your sets to failure.
What?
Take your set to failure.
What does that
Until
mean?
you can't do one more.
Oh, so you got to push yourself to the edge.
Go in there, choose a couple exercises, let's say 4, yeah?
Right.
Grab the heaviest weight you can lift and give yourself a rep target of, let's say, 6 to 12, and aim to get as many reps as you can within that rep bracket with the heaviest weight you can lift with good technique, right? And that way, it's kind of like drugs, right? You're going to get the maximum effect from the minimum dose.
Then I get a Domino's.
You can get the Dominoes. Maybe not every time, maybe once a week, have a Dominoes.
What drugs do you like?
I like shrooms.
Oh, you're a shroom guy.
Drug is it's a vegetable.
It's true.
It's God's vegetables.
It counts as one of the 5 a day.
Well, if you have enough.
All right, that's
Have you
fine.
ever taken magic mushrooms in and done a workout?
No.
That'd
I
be-
couldn't imagine doing that.
What do you think would happen? Or try and personal train someone?
I reckon you couldn't stop laughing. You would just laugh the whole way through.
Sounds good.
Maybe that would be a more enjoyable experience for them. Because you're having a nice time training, laughing. It's pleasant.
It's true, because I'm not a funny guy. So to spend an hour with me, it must be, at times, must be quite hard.
Tell us about some gym no-nos. In the gym,
Yeah.
things that are very disrespectful.
Sitting on the machine while you're resting and not letting someone else jump in.
I hate when people do that.
Right? Like, it's not your machine.
No.
Like, you know, we're all paying a membership here.
Motherfuckers.
Get the fuck out of here.
But if it's a beautiful broad, take your time.
Yeah.
And that's an interesting thing. Is it okay? Because a man could compliment another man's physique in the gym. But is it allowed to compliment a beautiful broad and say it's a great ass?
I think it's all right.
Oh.
You could use technical terms.
Let's hear the term.
Your glutes look good. You could say something like that.
Lovely glutes.
Yeah.
Your glutes are really pert. And
They're popping. Glutes are popping. Sometimes you don't need to say anything.
Right.
If
Just stare.
you can have a look out the corner of your eye. You don't want to make it obvious.
Right.
Yeah.
How long is too long? If
we could demonstrate.
if Tony's cigar is a lady with lovely glutes and
I think too long would be that. That's too long.
Okay, we got a timer, so let's try that again. That was a nice...
just like that, a little
Right?
look.
Yeah, it was like I acknowledged and then looked away.
Right. Would you smile? Would you do a little smile, or would you just keep it straight?
I might wink.
You do a little wink.
Yeah, maybe.
Right, cheeky wink.
So it sounds like gyms are very sexy places these days.
I think it's the new nightclub, actually.
Really?
Because a lot
Yeah,
of Gen
like
Z
the-
kids, a lot of the kids, our incel audience members won't listen. They fucking jack off all day and watch YouTube. But
Yeah,
a
why
lot of
not?
kids today, they don't drink. They keep fit.
Yeah.
That's why they're attracted to people like Andrew Tate. In many ways, Andrew Tate is kind of like the new Mr. Motivator.
Yeah, but it's not really a good role model.
What's wrong with him?
You don't like Tate?
Look, listen, I don't disagree with everything he says, but I think that you got to be very careful with these people who go around spouting nonsense that they don't really understand because it's clickbait, right? And then what happens is you get some young, perhaps disenfranchised guys who are easily influenced. And then they start taking up the same behavior, and it's not.
I think the fitness element of Tate attracts them to him. Like a lot of these kids watching our shit, you know, they don't work out too much, but they got a right arm like fucking Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And how many times should a geezer have a wank? I mean, I'm 68
Have a
now.
wank?
Yeah, how often should a guy be jerking off?
When the shame starts to come into it.
I mean, that's always there, isn't it?
You reckon it's always
No
shame?
matter how often you do it, you always feel a bit
A bit.
sore.
You never really whack off and think that was incredible.
No, but yeah, I
The
guess.
shame is immediate. A lot of the kids on the Patreon, they've been edging. I found out about edging. So they won't
What's
actually... Edging, these kids on Patreon, they'll be whacking off for up to 48 hours without ejaculate.
Right, watching Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, just enjoying the
They must
time.
have
Gooners, they're gooning.
It's like tantric wanking.
Yeah, tantric wank.
Yeah.
They're
So
repping all right.
how often should a geezer be wanking?
They can do whatever they like, but perhaps, you know, more than every other day is maybe a bit of a problem.
More than every other day.
Yeah.
I mean, I get hangovers now after a wank.
Do you?
So I feel terrible the next day.
Yeah.
So I can only do it once a month.
Well,
I have a real blowout, get some candles and creams. I wait
wow,
for
you
Elaine
don't-
to go to the shops. And then she always comes back and I'm asleep. She's always a bit confused. But I mean, I think it's more maintenance at this stage.
Can you tell if any of your clients have been whacking off too much? What are the telltale signs?
Lack of motivation, lethargy.
Yeah, so the
Yeah, that's how
lethargy.
you say it.
Your
Lethargy.
effigy.
Have you ever had to call someone out and say, listen, you got to stop beating your meat because we got to get you in the optimal body weight here?
PT is all about building relationships, right?
Right.
Yeah, you got to open up,
Yeah.
find out what makes your client tick.
But you wouldn't go straight in with a question like, how often do you wank?
Nah. You gotta. There's got to be rapport.
Wait,
there,
maybe
right?
7 to 10 questions in and then you...
It's like complimenting a lady on her glutes. You perhaps best if you have a bit of rapport first.
Right.
Yeah.
Talking of reports, you ever get hit on in the gym by other women? Hey, we should go to get a protein drink sometime. Go to the bar. I drink anything with protein. Anything.
No, do you?
Anything at all.
No, I would love that.
It doesn't happen to you.
It doesn't. It doesn't happen.
You said it's the new nightclub.
Yeah. Well, maybe I'm too old.
How old
Do
are
you
you?
know what I mean? I'm 40. I'll be 43 this year.
Oh.
Maybe I've missed that boat.
Yeah, but they like the daddy type.
I don't know about that.
What about your DMs? Are they flooded full of birds after a bit?
No.
No?
No, they're
You ever
empty.
get horny milfs in your area?
My issue is I got too muscular.
Right. So
you
you're
know
now
what I mean?
tipped into the gay look.
Yeah. Perhaps that's the issue.
Right.
So what are your targeted ads? Because you're a healthy guy. What kind of ads do you get as a healthy man?
Oh,
You get bald stuff? Or muscle stuff?
I get some muscle stuff, supplements, or fashion.
Not fashion.
Fashion, I get a lot of that.
My explore page, it seems to be a lot of attractive broads
Yeah.
and meat. And sometimes attractive broads eating meat.
That's the dream.
Yeah.
I'll get dwarves boxing.
It's pretty cool.
Right.
It's a good algorithm.
There's some good stuff out there. Where do you sit on steroids?
You know what? I'm not against them.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm not
Nice.
against it. Yeah, well, I appreciate pushing the body to its limits, right?
Would you like to see an Olympics full of everybody using the
100%.
I think it would be
I
very
think they
exciting.
should legalize it in all sport because then
And the
you've got-
shrooms as well.
and the shrooms would be good. You could have like
A
the
shroom
shrooms
Olympics.
Olympics.
Yeah. What would that be like?
Like the colourful.
They wouldn't see the point. It's all about the journey.
Yeah, that could be.
Dressage. Put the horses on.
But wouldn't you
Ketamine.
want to see? Wouldn't you want to see the most jacked up athletes go at it and see like the real spectacle?
I mean, it's already happening. Isn't it? It's already everyone's on steroids. It's just not official.
There's two type of athletes: those that get caught and those that don't.
Right.
There you go.
So what would my steroid starter pack be if I wanted to just get on the roids right now, sort my life out, get jacked? What do I get?
Testosterone.
Testosterone.
Yeah.
So refrain from whacking off because that would deplete it.
Yeah.
And what is
you might whack off more?
Would I?
Yeah,
Oh, great.
which would then lead to more shame,
Right.
and then there's a downward spiral there. So you probably got to be careful.
But you would look good.
You'd look great.
So I inject the testosterone, and how soon do I get a six pack?
Well, you got to put in the work. You can't just sit on the couch.
What about those machines with the vibrating and you plug them
Yeah.
in and they
You
can
could
do
try
that?
that.
Do they work?
I don't know.
Or the one where they strap you in and you just wobble?
No, that doesn't work. Hard work, Tony. Hard work. It's good for you, man. You can do it.
All right. But these fucking incel loser motherfucking tight-fisted dweebs that watch our channel, they need the advice. Would you be able to provide them with a motivational video and we can upload some pop and hip-hop instrumental trap music? It would be very inspiring.
Stop jacking off. Get your ass in the gym. Do the hard work. Eat something that was once breathing. That's alpha as fuck.
Testosterone, get on that.
No, don't.
Sounds quite psychotic when you say it like that.
Savage, right? You want to be a savage.
I like that. Can you tell him more about a savage? Tell him to be a savage.
Be a savage.
But don't trees breathe? They breathe in CO2 and they breathe out O2.
They do, yeah.
So they breathe, don't they?
Things that grow on trees.
So you can eat veg.
Stuff that grows in the ground, stuff that was once breathing.
Right.
Yeah.
On the ground.
Yeah, on the
What about
ground.
in the water.
In the water as well.
Right.
Yeah.
What about in the air?
Yeah, absolutely. Birds.
You eat a bird?
Why not? If I was hungry.
What sort of bird would you eat before going to the gym?
Eagle.
You'd eat an eagle?
Yeah, I'd eat an eagle. Yeah.
Is there good protein in an eagle?
I reckon, yeah. It's like a chicken that can fly.
Right.
Big bird's a turkey.
Chickens can fly.
Chickens can fly. Turkeys can't.
Right.
I understand you had a few health issues.
Yeah.
The last couple of months, you're a heart attack survivor.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about that day? What happened?
So I actually don't remember anything.
Hang on, before you do that, we are proudly sponsored by Wellsbourne Market.
Bad Boys Done Good is now proudly sponsored by Wellsbourne Market.
The biggest open-air market in the Midlands.
With stalls selling the latest fashion trends.
Home security items.
Hair care,
Meat.
workwear,
Blankets. Pillows and cushions.
and much, much more. A fun day out for all the family.
With free parking and fully tarmacked walkways.
Just off the A429 near Leamington Spa.
So you had a heart attack
I did, yeah.
and you were hospitalized. Can you tell us about the day that happened? What took place?
So you know what? I actually don't remember anything.
Good story.
I called the ambulance myself.
Oh, wow. So it can't have been that bad then.
Well, I mean, it must have been pretty bad for, I'm a little bit like you, right? I'm not going to just take a sick day for no reason. So I think it must have been bad for me to call the ambulance.
When they arrived, were you walking around or were you on the floor?
I was dead without a pulse. Yeah.
Did you leave the door ajar?
No,
So they had to burst
there
in.
was no time.
So you rang the ambulance, but you didn't have time to open the door.
No,
Leave a key under the mat?
no, they knocked on the door. My wife come down the stairs.
Right.
They were like, well, someone called an ambulance from this address. Can you check? She came into the living room, found me on the couch, dead.
Wow.
Yeah, so they came in. They resuscitated me with the defibrillators, right? Shock.
They did it in the kitchen.
They did it on my living room floor. This is the bit I'm most proud of. They couldn't get me out the house, so they had to call 4 firemen to carry me out the house and put me into the ambulance.
Because you were too...
I was so hench.
Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So could an argument be made that maybe people shouldn't go to the gym because that is unhealthy to be so hench?
So there's a limit, right? You could get hench, but don't get too hench. What's that limit?
So did it piss you off that you had a heart attack? Because you were seemingly doing everything right.
I had a blood clot. So when I was put into the ambulance, I believe I cardiac arrested again, died again.
Wow.
And then I came back, at some point during the whole thing, I had vomited, swallowed my vomit, which was a protein shake that I had made for breakfast.
Right.
From there, I then had a lung infection.
Wow.
I then also, because of the clot, had loads of internal bleeding.
Jesus.
And then in hospital, I got pneumonia.
Oh.
How did you feel when you came on the other side? Did you see anything when it happened? A white light,
saw
a
everything.
fucking menorah.
I saw everything.
A bagel. As a part-time Jew, did you see Jewish stuff or non-Jewish stuff
There was no Jewish stuff.
in your vision?
No non-Jewish stuff. Yeah.
So nothing.
But it was strange.
Did you feel something?
Like I knew I was dying. I knew I was leaving this world. That's what it felt like. But I was trying not to.
You wanted to stay?
I got 2 girls. Got to stay.
And a wife?
And a wife, yeah. Got to stay for them.
Wow.
And for me.
And you did it. You came back.
I've seen the video of you in hospital using a Zimmer frame.
Yeah.
Other celebrity users are famously Harvey Weinstein. Did that overlap bug you?
No, I don't think so. He made good movies.
Right.
Yeah. I think you got to give him a pass for that.
Oh, so you think it's all right what he done because he made K-Packs?
I don't condone it, no. But, just because you do something bad doesn't mean you can't be good at other stuff. You know, you got to appreciate it.
Did you see it as a sign that you've been doing something wrong before?
I don't know how spiritual or religious you guys are.
We'll come with you if you want to go on that route.
Yeah. Well, okay. So
As a part-time Jew?
as a part-time Jew, right, I think that perhaps the lesson for me was that, you know, maybe I needed to find something else to be fulfilled in life, not just chasing an image. Do you know what I mean?
So what is the
that?
thing?
Be a good person, you know, further my career, build a business that I can be proud of. You know, I have those things, but I've changed the way that I work now to take on another avenue, and that's something for me to work on. So I see it like that.
It's nice. I mean, the good person bit I'm interested by, because the video you sent us in WhatsApp of the Swedish twins, was that part of your new image, or was that the old you?
Swedish twins, you're stitching me up here.
No, you sent that in the WhatsApp group.
What are these
is that-
twins
is-
doing?
Well, you sent it. Is that part of the new you, the playful, grateful you, or is that the old you?
I think you got to share things that are worth sharing, right?
Right, it's a sharing thing.
Swedish twins are worth sharing.
That was worth sharing.
Yeah,
Oh, you can always frame it in a
there's
nice
two to
way,
go
I suppose.
around, right? I'd be greedy if I could.
But I was trying to, you know, do a day on, day off, working off. But when I got that,
out the window.
And when that dog comes in at the end, that's funny.
it was a nice moment. I didn't expect it.
funny.
Yeah, it was very good. We've had some fun with some nice times, but let's get serious now.
Okay.
You're a Jew, right? Tell us about your background here. I want to know where are you from?
I'm from England. My mum is from Brazil, and my dad is Israeli.
Oh.
Yeah. You should come with me to Israel one day. You'd love it, Tony.
You're a Zionist.
Yeah.
What is a Zionist?
A Zionist is someone that believes in the Jews' right to self-determination in their homeland. Right? So Jews come from Judea. Funny that, isn't it?
Not really.
Because you had a viral video.
Yeah.
It's become fashion. It's fashion. It's fashion, this bullshit. It's fashionable. Yes.
And you said,
Had to set some people straight, didn't I?
can you basically explain what the video was? What happened?
So I was at a celebration of Israeli food and drink. It was like an exhibition at the Roundhouse in Camden Town. And you know what? Whenever you go to something which is Israeli, perhaps you kind of almost expect that there might be some kind of opposition to that. Right. Yeah. So we went to the Roundhouse. I was with my wife and my young daughter at the time. We got there to the Roundhouse, and surprisingly, to my surprise, there was nothing unpleasant outside. Yeah, no protest, nothing.
Right.
We went in, we had a good time, and then when we left, as we're leaving the Roundhouse, we walk out, and there is just loads of your typical lefty, middle class, you know, white women talking about, and some guys, and they're always the same Corbyn types.
What's your problem with Corbyn?
Weak, snivelling, honestly, a pathetic excuse for a man.
What does Corbyn have to do with this?
Because they're all those types, you know.
He was the prime minister we never had.
Yeah, thank God. Thank God. Although Starmer's arguably, possibly worse.
Well, whatever. Look,
Yeah.
you're at the Camden Roundhouse, and then you see these
Came out,
guys.
see all these protests.
Why are you shouting at them?
I was shouting like, yeah, the problem's Israel. Do you think that if there was no Israel, this problem would go away? They fucking kill each other. That's what I said.
And you said it was fashion.
Yeah, it's fashion. It's
when
fashion to hate Jews. It's fashion to hate Israel.
Well, when I wear my keffiyeh, I look ridiculous. So how is it fashion?
Cultural appropriation for one, right?
How?
So, you're a lefty. So you always bang on about cultural appropriation.
Yeah.
But then at the first opportunity to appropriate
No, it's
culture,
showing
that
appreciation.
isn't it always showing appreciation?
Why did you shout at them? What did they say to you?
Well, they didn't have to say anything.
So
but
you went
the
over
one-
and you just shouted immediately.
Well, yeah.
It's an
because-
unprovoked attack.
Look, here's the thing about me is I'm not going to take shit from people who are going to talk about a country that I have family from and that I'm deeply connected to that they've never been to because they decide that they're going to read some bullshit from The Guardian, yeah, or spout some old lefty anti-Semitic tropes at Jews and make Israel the excuse.
How can you tell it's Jew hatred?
Well, you know, everyone has a right to live in their own country, but apparently Jews don't. So then what is it about Jews that makes that right different?
Well, Zionism, anti-Semitism, is not anti-Zionism.
Well, Zionism is only the idea that the Jews should have a home in a country where they originated from, right? In their ancestral homeland.
Yeah, but it's Zionism. It's not. That's
all that Zionism is.
Yeah, but it's different. Zio is different to a Jew.
No, it's not.
It is.
If
I mean, it's a scary word. It sounds like a fucking...
90% of Jews identify as Zionists. The 10% are the self-hating Jews that perhaps want to seek validation or want to be accepted. But hey, look, listen, in Nazi Germany, we also had Jewish Nazi...
Capo.
We had capos, exactly. Right?
I don't like this talk.
Because at the end of the day, they thought that they could save themselves, but a Jew is a Jew, isn't it?
We want to start a rumour. Old Rika Johnson still stays in touch with Shadow from Gladiators in prison. She sends him pictures of herself topless to keep his spirits up.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
What is a self-hating Jew anyway?
You know who's a self-hating Jew? Larry David.
Oh, yeah.
Larry David's going to make money. He's going to base his whole career off of being, you know, off of Jewish stereotypes. And then after 10/7, he's not going to say a word. And then what he's going to finally open his mouth is he's then going to compare Donald Trump to Hitler. Yeah, right. Because Donald Trump is setting up gas chambers, killing people. Honestly, he's not. That's my point, Ray.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Right.
How come you get more Christian Zionists than regular Zionists?
If you're Christian, you understand that their Lord was a Jewish man, right? From Israel.
He was a Palestinian, Jesus.
No, there was no Palestine. There's never been a Palestine.
What? Even now?
No, there's never been a Palestine. Listen,
so Palestine's a hoax?
Yes, a complete hoax.
What do you mean?
Well, the land was originally called the Kingdom of Israel. And then when it was taken over by the Romans to disconnect or to try to disconnect the connection between Jews and the land of Israel, renamed the land Palestine.
I think we can all agree the situation there is untenable. There's the Israel-Gaza situation is what I call a glory hole war. Nobody is coming out of it looking good. Right. We're in the here and now. What do we got to do now?
I mean, 55,000 deaths, 120,000 injuries.
Yeah, it's nothing.
Is that a genocide?
No, not at all. It's not even close to a genocide.
How many does it need to be before we can call it a genocide?
Well, if there's 2 million people there, and let's say we take 55,000 from the 2 million Gazans are dead, right? And that's taking in Hamas numbers, yeah? So we can't even trust it because that's a terrorist organisation, yeah?
But now, they can count.
Hold on a second. Now we've got a civilian to combatant death ratio of 1 to like 1. Or it's like 1 to minus 4 even, or something like that.
Minus 4 people are dying.
Yeah. It is. It's like 1 to 4, and what's considered acceptable by international law and all other wars or recently undertaken wars has been a civilian combatant ratio of 1 to 9.
Right.
So it's by far the
nicest of the wars.
Well, I mean, yeah. For a lack of a better term, yeah.
And why aren't they doing it? Why are they dragging it out?
They don't
what are they trying to achieve?
Well, there's hostages, right? So, you know, if we want an end to the war, give back the hostages.
Civilians are murdered.
They're not
by
murdered.
Palestine.
They're not murdered. That is their collateral damage, unfortunately. And when you have a culture which celebrates martyrdom, then there is an incentive to use civilians as human shields. Listen, if I offered you $5 million, yeah, to tell me where I could get the nearest protein shake, would you do it? You tell me where I can find the protein shake.
Is this an analogy you're doing now?
Yeah.
Right.
Whether it's a
Is
good
that
one.
it's not a separate bit to what you're talking about?
No, this is
Not just changing the subject?
No, if I said I'll give you $5 million if you tell me where I can get the protein shake, a chocolate
Careful
protein
what you
shake.
say, Tone, because it could be a trick. You could answer the question and then he could say, well, that proves you like war. So think about it.
Would you
It's
would
a
you
riddle.
tell me where it is, Tone?
I would say no.
$5 million.
I would say no if I were you.
$5 million is a lot for a protein.
Just say no because he's going to trick you.
You don't even want me to be hench, but if I have this protein shake, I'll get hench. But you'll get $5 million.
Don't do
Would
it,
you
Tone.
tell me where it is?
Don't do it. Don't take the money, Tone.
Why would it be $5 million for protein?
Because I've got the money, and that's what I'm willing to. That is the value I place on that shake.
Don't do it, Tone.
I'm taking a shake.
You're going to tell me where the shake is.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly right. So every Palestinian has been offered from the Israeli government $5 million to give up information where the hostages are. Have you had any? Have we seen any information?
But where are they
come
supposed to
forward?
go? Who they tell?
Yeah, I mean, you can
I
make a
couldn't-
phone call. You can go and tell a soldier from the IDF. What do we see that happening? $5 million. If you're poor and hungry and Gaza is such a shithole, you would take $5 million
Hang on, so
and
is-
get the fuck out of there.
And why isn't that being covered? Why is Louis Theroux going over there interviewing Israeli Zionists and he ain't over there talking to Hamas?
Because it's safe and it's easy.
So what's your message for Louis Theroux?
Go and talk to the bad people and confront bad people.
Those settlers are pretty bad.
Why? Settlers. This is
They're taking
term.
over locations.
over what?
Different parts that are not theirs. They're fighting over olive trees and shit.
That's
Do you
ridiculous.
support genocide?
Well, no, I don't.
Do you
But-
support genocide a little bit?
No, I don't. But what
Do
I
you
do.
support genocide just a tiny bit?
No.
This reminds me a little bit of the West Ham Millwall beef.
It's a bit like that.
Obviously in '78, there
Yeah.
was a tear up on the pitch at the Den.
Yeah.
I was there just about
The
to
old
film
Den?
Scum, the old Den.
Yeah.
There was one in '86. One of ours got killed. It's been ugly scenes. So I think when you're talking about all this, I think of us. Can we settle this Israel-Palestine thing today, do you think?
Yeah, we can settle it.
How do you think
What do
we
we
can
do?
end it and bring peace to the Middle East where everyone's happy? What's the solution?
Kill all the bad guys.
Who are they?
Hamas. Kill all of them.
I saw some Hasidic Jews recently.
Yeah.
They were running for a train, and it was very amusing.
Yeah.
Was that anti-Semitic? Because you got to understand, they were running very fast
Yeah.
and visually.
Yeah.
They were carrying a suitcase for a hat. Was I being anti-Semitic?
No, I don't think so. It's funny, isn't it? It's a funny spectacle.
It was hilarious.
Yeah.
But I'm laughing at...
Yeah, I don't think that's sinister. Now, if you say, oh, that fucking take that,
So you got to say...
that's
yeah,
anti-Semitic.
but a Jew is a word that you could say just normally, but it could also be a slur. So you could say, this guy's a Jew, or you could say, this guy's a Jew.
That's the one.
That's a different one.
Yeah, that's the one that you
That was problematic.
No, he's exposed himself.
Right, that's
He's a Jew hater.
you want to go for the first one.
Yeah.
What do you think about Kanye?
He's a fucking piece of shit.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, imagine a black guy releases a song called
We did.
It sums, yeah, exactly. It sums
Don't you think it's
sums it
interest-
all up, doesn't it?
Well, it's a manic episode, isn't it? Rather than a
Isn't it
belief system.
interesting, though, that black people, they're so culturally significant that even black racists are kind of cool? So you got Wiley, Kanye, DJ Auschwitz. What is it about that draws them to it?
I think that you can see that it seems to be, racism seems to be acceptable when it comes to Jews, but not anyone else.
Which because they're sort of privileged.
Are you upset with God in all this?
No.
As the man who's overseeing this?
No, because
Why ain't God to blame?
because he's with us. He looks after us when shit things happen. History tells you that. History tells you that.
Holocaust wasn't very good.
No.
Where was
but
God
what it
during
was,
that?
But perhaps what it was for the world to really become clearer about their morals at the time.
So it was an educational thing for us.
Perhaps there's a lesson to be learnt there.
Well,
So
that's
the-
one way to teach a lesson.
Does Zionism
Yeah.
require anti-Semitism to justify its existence? If everybody was not anti-Semitic, would you need Zionism?
Zionism is only the idea that the Jews have a right to live in their ancestral homeland.
Yeah, but it's
And they have it.
yeah, but
So
a
it's done.
Zionist is a genocider.
No, it's not. Zionism is done. Like what? Let's just talk about that is the Jewish homeland. So Zionism is done. The Jewish homeland exists. Here's a question I'm going to ask you, right? Here's another country that was established in 1948, Pakistan.
I was going to say Pakistan.
Now, if Pakistan was India,
Right.
then there is no Pakistan, no? Do you ever question Pakistan's existence?
Well, we'll get round to it, but it's not in vogue at the moment.
Yes, exactly. That's.
I mean, I do my
No, I'll tell you
war
what,
atrocities one at a
you
time.
don't
I
wanna-
can't do more than one
you don't
at a
wanna
time.
talk. If we say that if Israel doesn't have a right to exist, then nor does Pakistan. But you won't say that
Well, it's not
because
time.
you're afraid of Muslims.
I'm scared of Zionists. I know that.
Your stance is
The Zionism.
when have
The
you
word Zio sounds scary. It sounds like a fucking thing from a Terminator.
you ever
Zionist
you
5000.
ever seen a Zio fly a plane into a building? You ever seen a Zio blow themselves up on the London Underground or shoot
blow up other people.
or shoot
Blow up a hospital.
What what you've seen are soldiers blow up a terrorist compound.
Right.
Yeah, just like British soldiers or American soldiers or French soldiers. That's what you've seen.
Yeah, but all the geezers going into the building,
You've never
they
seen
were
anyone
soldiers.
go, I'm a Zionist, yeah, Shabbat Shalom, and blow themselves up. You never see that. But I tell you what you see is people say, Allah Akbar, God is great, and then murder people.
Subscribe to our Patreon if you haven't joined it already.
Quickfire round. Who'd win in a fight? Mike Tyson or Tyson Fury?
Mike Tyson.
ISIS or Hitler and his lads?
Oh my God. The Germans are efficient.
Alan Titchmarsh or Eamon Holmes? Wrestling.
Eamon Holmes.
IRA or Viet Cong, but on neutral terrain, no trees?
IRA.
Who gets more pussy, Bill Clinton or Mick Hucknall?
Mick Hucknall.
A pissed up Anthony Joshua walks in to a kebab shop on the Old Kent Road, flames. Starts a fight with Schwarzenegger in his prime. Who wins?
Schwarzenegger.
Is there a way back for Bobby Devra?
Yeah, why not? Anyone can. If I can come back from dead, he can come back on TV.
That's for you, Bobs. Well, that's a wrap. Thank you very much for coming in. I'm glad we've solved the Israel-Palestine conundrum.
That's it.
And stay well, look after your heart, and love to the family.
Thank you. It was great to meet you, and thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Gonad. Lovely to be with you. And stay tuned and sign up to the Patreon.
Take care.